What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the bridge. Another Wednesday. Well, no, Thursday. And let me go ahead and correct myself. Let y'all know. Yesterday, of course, we had this amazing guest, Anubis, schedule. However, I had some things going on. I had to get my water heater replaced. Anybody ever mess with that? You know how that can be. But yeah, I'm in the clear, but couldn't make the show, so we had to do, reschedule the show. As you can tell, Scorpio is not here with me tonight. For y'all who don't know, Scorpio's down in Florida. So I'm sending all positive energy his way to make sure that they are good to go. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start the show. I don't have too much to say. There are some crazy things going on in the comic book world, as we all know. It's always crazy things. So I'm not gonna say anything about that. Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and invite up Anubis. What's going on, Anubis?
Hey,
Welcome to the
what's
show.
up?
Welcome to
What's
the
up?
show.
What's up? It's your boy.
Oh man, it's been crazy. Like doing this on a Thursday feels weird. I'm not even gonna lie. But hey, it had to be done.
When
It
it
had to be
comes
rescheduled.
to like anything that deals with me, usually there's some kind of weirdness involved with it. It's
Mhm.
gonna be like topsy turvy. So
Yeah, always. The thing's always gonna be crazy. Just like yesterday, like I was saying earlier, I had to reschedule because of my water heater, and Scorp may or may not make it tonight because he's in Florida. Only thing I
fingers
worry about is
crossed.
safety. So yeah,
Yeah,
fingers
fingers crossed
crossed.
that everything's good. Like, come on, Scorpio.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh yeah, not to mention yesterday there were some Twitch issues going on too. So like Scorpio and I was talking about that and we're like, dang, because most of everybody watches on Twitch. So it would
Ooh,
have been like, yo, do
Twitch
we even
is
want to
Twitch
do this show?
is yeah, Twitch is having some clapback from
Yeah.
their most recent announcements.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
yeah. I
What's
haven't.
that? I haven't even really
So
heard anything like with that.
it mostly affects like I haven't read everything into it, but I know it
Mhm.
mostly affects like big partners of Twitch. Pretty much everybody was at like a 70-30 split on the revenue when it comes to
Ooh,
partnerships. And Twitch just said, nah, we're just gonna be 50-50. Straight across the board. Just 50-50.
dang. And so of course, and so what are the streamers angry or the big company or the companies?
Uh the streamers
Oh,
are like the big partner streamers are just like so you understand this is my living. This
yeah.
is yeah, like just changing that on me is not exactly, but I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Twitch has made some pretty big moves and stuff like that, so
Yeah.
a lot of
We'll see
people
what
who
happens.
are pretty settled in, it's just
Mhm.
it'll be pretty good and fine to go. But I mean, it's not anything new for people to jump ship and go to a different
Yeah.
platform.
It's like that's one thing I noticed with social media, especially like within recent years. It's like as soon as something happens, everybody jump ship.
Yeah.
And I'm out. And they jump to the next one. Something happens over, I'm out. And it's like, won't you just keep them all? If you're
Yeah,
gonna be playing, hot potato or musical chairs and everything. Just keep them all going,
that's one thing I noticed on Instagram. It's like the fact that
Yeah.
the reels, when the reels came out, and now they're pushing more reels.
Mhm.
Everybody's like, Instagram, you're a photo app, not a video app. I'm like, it's a social media
Is a
platform.
social exactly. It's a social media app. And at the end of the day, they're a business
Mhm.
and businesses stay competitive with each other, or stay competitive with themselves. And we could look at it both ways for them. Like they're competing with the other ones that are, hitting them up. Like YouTube has shorts. Facebook has always allowed video, you
Mhm.
know. You got
Twitter has
TikTok, Twitter,
um,
yeah, Twitter's doing videos, longer videos now, because at one point they weren't. Um,
did they
so
stop the
it's an
fleet thing?
evolution. What's that?
Did they
Which
stop the
one?
Twitter? Stop the fleet? Fleets? I don't think fleets are a thing anymore.
You talking about rooms or whatever they had?
They,
I don't
they,
know
they
about
got the
fleets.
they got the spaces. They had a thing called
Yeah,
fleets,
spaces.
which were pretty much like Instagram stories.
Oh, you know what? They probably still have that. I'm barely on Twitter. Twitter's accessible. Like just like, just being honest, Twitter's accessible. So I'm
Twitter,
hardly I'm hardly ever
Twitter,
on there.
is for after-hour activity. That's what Twitter's for.
Businesses need to get better at communication with their audience and customers.
That's true.
I can see that. The customer matters. The customer matters, but at the end of the day, that's the reason why I tell people all the time, like, if you want to get in on the business now and actually let your voice be heard, go buy my comics. Because once Sovereign Comics becomes Sovereign Entertainment, which is really, really soon, and we start getting shareholders,
I just have this,
you know,
I just so happen to have, a Sovereign Comics just sitting right next to me,
exactly,
for no odd reason, but
because when these,
go get you right now.
go get it, go get it, go get it. But yeah, like these big businesses and everything, yeah, they probably should listen to their audience, talk to their audience at least. But when you start getting to a certain size, like right now, the size that I am, I can listen to folks and make adjustments, do spin moves and stiff arms and everything to get off of bad things. But when movies start coming out, it's gonna be a little harder, because everybody's gonna have an opinion. And if I listen to everyone,
Right.
I'm just gonna point out the modern structure of comic books right now. That's the example of listening to everybody. That's what happens. So that's why you
What
can't
hap-
listen to everybody.
what happens to when you listen? Well, let's say in this sense of what I'm about to, the example I'm about to give, when you
Mhm,
listen to your target audience, and
mhm.
you also listen to the people who want to join into your community and your fandom, you get the MCU, which is on one hand great and fantastic, phenomenal. And then to some people, on the other hand, it's doing everything wrong, and it
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense.
Oh yeah, that MGI I wholeheartedly agree. If you're a small business, you most definitely should be listening to your customers. You know, most definitely. Like most definitely should be listening to your customers if you're a small business. That's what's gonna help you. That's what's gonna help you survive as a small business. Um,
Quick question for you, too.
what's that?
Sorry to cut you off there.
Oh no, 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 no.
Temple High issue 2
Yes,
is available only digitally right now, right?
for now.
Okay.
And then I'm restocking here soon, probably this month, October. I'll be restocking, and that's when I'll be ordering that. Because I plan on doing a pre-order. The Probably sometime next week. I'm gonna announce it. Hey, we're doing a pre-order for Temple High Issue 2.
Oh, y'all better be on the lookouts. I had notifications set.
Because it's time to go ahead and put in the order for those jackets too.
I need to get my jacket
Things-
voice paid.
just in time for winter. Them things gonna be clean.
Oh, well, can you imagine me outside doing cable work in a Temple High? Oh my god!
Right. What school is that?
Like
but
I said,
But yeah, MG, I do agree. Like small businesses should. And honestly, that's a valid point right there that MG brings up. And then we're gonna go ahead and get to the questions and stuff. But that's a valid point that MG brings up about small businesses specifically listening to their audiences. Now,
yes.
me as a I don't know. I look at things a little different. Because I know there's some businesses out there who say that they're small, right? But they are trading stock. They have, you know, a board. Um, they're making hundreds of $1 million a year. It's like, I'm sorry, you're not small. You declassify yourself from small. You were not a
uh,
small business.
my
You know,
father gave me a small loan of $1 million.
yeah,
I'll take that.
it's like you're not a small business. Like Instagram, I don't consider them a small business. So if they call themselves a small business because they got bought by Meta, that's the wrong answer. Um, I'm a small business. Actually, I'm a teeny time a freaking
Oh, now
microverse business. Uh,
let's be honest, right?
for some people.
I'm gonna be right back just because I
Uh
don't feel right. I'm missing something here. I know what it is I'm
oh.
missing. I'll be right back.
Uh oh. Right? I can't wait to get those to y'all. Those hooded Letterman jackets, man. I can't wait to get them out. Those things are gonna be crazy. Um, and then I got some other things on the way too. Some other apparel stuff I've been working on. And then of course there's the one that Bantagu Arts. He just did that video for. the Cypher Team Alpha jacket, which I'm gonna be ordering mine soon too. I did. That's the one thing I didn't order is that I gotta get that ordered. I didn't want to be walking around in too much red, like, but I'm gonna rock it with the shirt.
I
See,
had to
that's what
get
I'm
the
talking about. That's what I'm
had to
talking
get
about.
the right drip on, you know.
That's what I'm talking about. Mine's hanging up in the closet. I got the black and white one and the red and white one.
I need to order me the
Um,
red and white one just because.
yeah.
But yeah, I had to get the right drip on. But back to you saying you're a teeny tiny business, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, I am a teeny
Mhm.
tiny business. Okay, very teeny tiny. Like I am below stepping stones height.
Hey, hey, like
You are.
you'll grow. You keep doing it, you'll grow. And I know we've already talked back about some things, but you'll grow. Um, but like for me, like I'm saying, like I don't even know me personally. If I got to the point where I'm making millions and millions, if I'm making more than 1 million a year gradually, like every year, and it's constantly rising, I'll probably be like, I don't consider myself a mega corporation, clearly,
Yeah,
but it'd be hard for me to say that I'm a small business when I can like literally give a small business a loan.
that's understandable.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, are you a small business then? So it's
What
like
are you bringing in
you
every
might
year?
not be like, yeah, it's like you might not be a large business or a medium large business, but probably
You know,
you gonna be
I'm no Fortune 500,
yeah,
but I'm no mom
yeah.
and pop shop either.
But you them early medium sized years. You're getting close to keep rising. You're
I'm
not
like
gonna be a
a,
small business anymore.
it's like a, I'm not like an Ultra Instinct kind of job,
Mhm.
kind of business. I'm more like a Super Saiyan 2.
Yeah, there you go. Super Saiyan 1, the first time versus Frieza. He
Like,
really
yeah,
didn't know.
like
It
just
was
I
still
just
kind of
got here,
like it was barely over
Mm,
9,000, just barely over
like
9,000.
like
Uh,
9001 Bob,
like that's where I was at. All right, let's get to these questions.
Let's get the
So
question.
let everybody out there across the bridge know who you are, what it is that you do, where you're from, and anything else that you would like to share. Um, so go ahead,
Well,
floor is yours.
everybody who doesn't know me, my name is I like to say it this way because I've been watching a lot of Disney. I might as well go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Rob, but everybody calls me Snoopers, or mostly Anubis. Uh, I'm just your every average day working, hard working. Um, I'm losing my train of thought in the middle of this. Just keep it simple, Rob. I'm a nerd. I'm your everyday black guy that just likes comics, video games,
Whatever.
anime, cosplay, and I absolutely am kind of just like all over the place. Like to like have be a jack of all trades, have a little bit of skill in just about anything I can help out with. Um, I drive my family crazy. Online family insane. I drive my real family insane. I do 3D printing. Like I said, I'm a cosplayer. I am slowly working at becoming a professional cosplayer along with a voice actor. Um,
Yep.
I've been doing small little TikTok voiceovers that I haven't posted yet, just to kind of build characters and really get them feel for
Yeah.
what kind of voices, what kind of characters I would love to act in or act as. Especially since the fact that anytime I go to a con with my online family, I am very quickly pointed out to be in character, on brand, depending on the cosplay I'm wearing.
Oh man. So there you go. There's Anubis for you. Uh cosplayer, 3D printer, prop maker, early voice actor. Um, yeah, almost there. I people keep telling me that, so like, you need to do voice acting. You need to do voice acting. And I'm like, okay, fine, because I keep hearing it. Like every time I open my voice, even when I talk to people on the phone handling business, I'm like, do you do voice acting? No. I'm like,
Oh, no, no. Hold on. Yeah, I think you're back.
I'm back. I'm back. Come
Yeah.
on. Come on, Colorado. Don't do this to me. Don't do
Yeah.
this to me.
Go Colorado. Come on.
Don't do this to me. Because it's weird. Like, even though we up so high, we tend to, like, when things get crazy as far as wind on the East Coast, even the West Coast, it's like, we kind of feel that here.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. But,
Yeah.
all right.
Get better
So,
Colorado.
yeah. But, yeah, let's go to this first question. So, Anubis, what got you into cosplay? We know that you're a cosplayer, but what got you doing it? Like, what was the thing? Was it like you were like Halloween, and you were like, oh, I'm already doing what they're doing, or did somebody like you just lose a bet and that's what got you in it? You realized you loved it? Like, what brought you into cosplay?
So, getting into cosplay was kind of a thing that I really wanted to try. I really wanted
Mhm,
to get into because definitely when it came to Halloween, I wouldn't buy a new costume like every single year.
mhm.
I ended up having like a collection of costumes and I started mixing and matching them. Like
Okay.
one of my favorite ones was I had this out green pimp out costume. And I'm talking, it had everything. It had the cane, it had the pants, the like barely button up, to the chest shirt, and the
Yeah.
big green round hat, and I loved it. And I had this like Ghoul Reaper costume
Mhm.
that I took the mask off of and put it with the pimp outfit, and I was just walking around as like a Reaper, like the pimp Reaper. Everybody was where everybody loved it. It's just like, oh, I can do this a little bit more,
Yeah.
I want to keep making things and keep making stuff. So I was like, hey, I really would like to do Dragon Ball Z stuff. And I start looking around. I'm like, oh wait, this is a thing. This is people go. This is what a convention is for. Like people go to these things and just dress up as characters. I'm like, that's
To do
so
this?
cool. That like,
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way. And at this point, like, I live in Ohio. And I'm thinking at this young age, like there's no conventions out here in Ohio. There's nothing like this anywhere in Ohio that I can dress up as a character and go to.
With that, I know you probably heard my dog barking.
Oh no, no, actually, I did not.
Oh, you didn't? Wow. That
No,
means my sound. That means my sound blocking is getting better.
there you go. Got that
Yeah,
noise gate.
she got a loud bark too. Like, jeez.
She's like,
I'm
let me
like,
out this room. Let me
yeah.
out this room.
I'm like, calm down, ma'am.
I
If
need to
if I
go
let
outside right now.
yeah, if I let her back here, like she will be all in the show, all in my lap. So
Gotta love
that's
dogs.
what's up. That's what's up. So I gotta ask, right? I gotta ask. You know what the next question is? Your cosplay name. How did you get a cosplay name?
See now, the cosplay name actually generated from my gamer tag on Xbox.
Hmm.
I've always been a big fan of Anubis. I don't know why. I think mostly from after watching the Mummy movie as like a kid, I
Okay.
started looking into more mummies and like more Egyptian history. And it's like, oh, okay, there's this Egyptian god, there's Ra. I'm like, okay, Ra's nice, winged dragon, stuff like that. Kind of more peaceful god of the Egyptians. Like, what about? Let's see somebody that's like, somebody terrifying. I'm like, ooh, who's this Anubis character? You said he controls the undead. You said, oh, does he have a giant
Yeah, yeah,
scythe? It's like, oh my,
yeah.
he had the head of a jackal. Oh, this is my guy. But before then, I used to be known as the soft text for it is the Black Death, aka the Plague. And also, I will explain GK Anubis in a little bit. I had to completely drop that because I feel like I had like a existential crisis kind of thing
Oh Lord.
for a moment there.
Mhm.
But My gamer tag was Le Negro Mortem because me and my
Okay.
friends made this clan called Vivos Mortem, and I was like, I'm just gonna call myself the Black in 3 different languages.
Yeah.
um, and it stuck for a little bit until I played a game called Destiny, where me and my friends joined into a competitive game mode, and we're not the best. Pretty much, long story short, I pulled out a very clutch win at the very end, and
Mhm.
the enemy team reported my name. So after 2 years of having that name, Xbox took my name away, and I was like, I don't know what else to call myself. I think it's about time I brought Anubis into this. And
Dang.
so,
So, well, in the end, you got the name that you wanted.
right.
But they really petty like that in the Xbox world.
Oh, dude, this ain't the Xbox, but that's the gaming community, okay?
Yeah.
It's
That's
and
why
it's
that's why I game by myself. Or unless I got friends. I'm like, other
oh, when it comes to us, we don't play video games. We play card games. Okay, we play that
Nope,
Uno. All right,
I'll
we
do
throw
that.
down.
I'll
Look,
torture somebody at Uno. I'll do that.
look,
Uh,
I got a deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards right here, but it's not about the heart of the cards with Yu-Gi-Oh. It's about the heart of the cards in Uno.
and
All
Uno.
right.
Oh, there is something I did want to point out because I remember you said you had the green pimp suit, so I want to go back to that. Like, what got you in the cosplay? And
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking to myself the whole time you said you had this green pimp suit. Probably gonna give you an idea. Uh, I was like, if only he had a green ranger helmet to go with that green pimp suit.
Soon,
So, so
very,
you
very
got,
soon.
but see what you got to do though. You gotta have the flute, the dragon flute, on the end of a cane.
Oh my God.
That's what you gotta do.
Wait.
You gotta have an end of the cane. Like the blade is the cane, but you can take it where you can put it off, make it the short one, and then but you have it on as like an extended cane.
I wonder if I can like just pretty much besides
Yeah,
Green Ranger dagger, just make Green Ranger sword.
yeah.
And
That'd be the
like,
cane.
can you imagine it just walking around all of a sudden just whip that thing just like what is this? Oh,
There
okay.
you go. Do it. Do it. I think that'd be dope. I
Uh,
haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Maybe you'll be the first person to pull that off. Who knows? I
that's
haven't
gonna
seen
be
it.
that's gonna be wild.
The cosplayers that are out there right now listening, have y'all seen anybody do a pimp version of the Green Ranger?
You seen anybody do a pimp version of Power Rangers?
Oh, any Power Ranger. Any Power Ranger. Might have to bring in the Black Ranger on that one. Nah, they expect that. Like,
Sailor, I too no, I don't know how to actually play Yu-Gi-Oh either. I just love
oh,
the cards.
you're saying yes is it? So you're saying yes is in you've seen it, or you're saying yes is in you want to see it?
Because if you've seen it, there was a pimp version of GL at
Green Lantern,
God
Dragon
Loki.
Con. Oh, both. So he did. Oh, so he did a pimp of a Power Ranger and Green Lantern. Oh, dang. Okay.
I don't even know this person's like Instagram, but I can like see
Yeah, go
what
see
a
what they
pimp
did.
what a pimp named
Exactly.
Green Ranger looks like.
Right? For real. That would be honestly, if I did it, I would have to have a pop collar. That's the only way it works.
Absolutely. I
I
can
would have to have a pop collar.
like I'm trying to even imagine like a Black Ranger pimped out. Like I feel like
Oh, okay, Green Lantern. Gotcha.
I definitely need the boots with the fish in
Mhm.
it, in the
Dang.
heels and the sole,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Do a straight up 70s versions of Power Rangers.
oh my God, that would be
Or Mighty
amazing.
Morphin.
Oh, also, this MG asking saying that she remembers me being GK Anubis.
Mhm.
GK Anubis was technically God King Anubis, and I had this whole mentality and methodology that as a God King, I'm not a king of gods, I'm not a god of
Mhm.
kings. I just am somebody who will do anything I can for my people when I
Mhm.
can for my people that is so godly and kingly that it places me like that. And then I had a complete, I had a mental breakdown
Mhm.
for like 2 months because nothing was going right in my life, and I was holding on to the whole GK thing for a while. Trying to use that like whole method like at work and stuff like that, and it was just not working. So I eventually just ended up having to drop it. It's like I'm no longer with the God King stuff. I am no longer doing the God King thinking. I am just going to be Anubis.
Oh man, I feel you on that though. That's the thing. Like when you have this, especially when you have these creative businesses, because like I know I've me personally, it's like I guess the bigger or the more visual you become, a lot of these other companies will see you and want to work with you and things like that, which isn't bad, because eventually you do get to a point where you need the help, but they be coming at you with numbers, and it's like I'd be like, I make comics. They're like, but what? I'm like, that's Marvel and DC, and I choose not to make my comics and let clout be the.
Sorry. Colorado don't do this. There you go. Get back.
I'm back. Okay. So it's like I do make stuff to keep the books going, But yeah, I can't pay you $1 million if I'm not making it. That's what I'm saying. So it's like
so we can help you out. We can get you out there. We can spread the word and all that. But I need that cheddar.
It's like, like I appreciate it. I do. I understand you have your asking price, but I'm not there yet because a lot of people have this idea. Is like I think a lot of people think businesses are the same across the board. So like I was saying, like me having this creative business and knowing what I'm doing, I have had that same existential crisis and stuff like that where I'm just like, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, should I quit? But then every time I think that, somebody will come and be like, and do something crazy or show the comics to the world, or, y'all will make a video or, just something like that. And I'm just like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? So
this is right. This is right path. I definitely like had multiple times I had to sit back and like think like, am I going down getting the right things I need to get done? And then like if there's ever a time I feel like I'm just not supposed to be doing this, usually like SJ, MG, somebody within the whole Pride family will just like pop up like, hey, let's see more of this. It's just like, well, I guess I can do more, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You should do more. It's like, okay, I'll do more.
Yeah, I feel that. The snap was slow, MG, because of my internet connection.
I hope y'all don't mind me taking a sip of my drink.
Oh no. Go ahead. That's why the snap was slow, MG. I apologize. I did like that, and just because not my internet connection, but I don't know if they're working on something. I know we had the city around my area earlier, so they're probably working on something. So here we go. What's something that you like the most about cosplay? The one thing that keeps you coming back. Now, I know you kind of slightly mentioned that when you mentioned like the community, which I know you mentioned that with MGSJ and Pride Family and American, everybody. But what's something else, that you feel keeps you coming back?
If this is gonna sound completely selfish, like what is like self-centered, but it's the praising that one gets from.
Is it what?
The praising that one gets from showing off a cosplay. I'm in multiple groups of cosplayers, like on Facebook, Discord, Instagram, where you post a photo and you yourself are sitting here thinking like, okay, it looks nice, I'll put this together nicely and all that. And then you post the photos that you took, and the people start just like blowing you up. They're just like, oh my God, you look amazing. You look incredible. This is fire. This is like, oh, king.
Yeah.
Just like
someone has a praise king.
Now hold on. That may be true.
Yeah. Yes, praise me. Praise
But
me.
it's kind of that is mixed in with like there's people that will reach out to you and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, dude, I would love to see you do this.
Mhm.
I think that you would look great at this. And like sometimes that can be bad because you
Yeah.
got like if you're a gaming streamer on Twitch or anything, you're gonna have those kids come in. It's just like, oh, I think you would be great playing GTA, or I think that I think you should play like Minecraft. That would be great. And it's like you don't play those games, and I'm like, I don't play those games. When somebody
Minecraft.
comes up, and especially with me being one a black man in America,
Mhm.
trying to be into cosplay, I've had those people come up to me asking like, oh, or not really asking, requesting, because I ain't demanding, like,
Mhm.
oh, I think that you should play this character. You should be cosplaying this character. And of course, there are immediately black characters.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like a show that I myself haven't even watched or something like that. It's just like, I mean, I might get to that. And they're like,
Mhm.
nah, it'd be great if you knew that one. I'm like, I kind of want to do like Vegito. And they're like, nah, if you do anything Dragon Ball, you gotta do like Piccolo. It's like, why? Because technically Piccolo is like the black guy.
And
Like,
I
well,
want to point out, probably the best dad in Dragon Ball.
absolutely. Well, I don't know because
But
Bardock gives Piccolo a run for his money because Goku may
okay, you
not
got a
be the
point.
best dad, but Bardock
You got a point.
fought Frieza for his family. So
You're right. You're right about that. You're right about that. You're right about that. My mom to say hi. Hey, mom. How you
and
doing? So, yeah, you're right about that. I forgot about Bardock. You're right. He's probably one of the. Yeah, he's up there.
that
He
man
went up.
took
He
a
went up against the odds. He
yeah
was
that
like,
man
yeah.
that man
I
took a
knew
whole
he was
death
gonna
ball.
lose.
That man took
Knew
a
he
whole
was gonna
death
lose.
ball to the face for his family.
For
It's
real.
just like it is what it is.
But he's the same race, though, right?
Yeah. No. Because he's Goku's dad, so he's the
Oh
same.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, you're talking. Never mind. I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen that in a while. That's why it escaped my mind. But I know what you're talking about. So I guess that does lead to the next thing because I know you mentioned in there like how one thing that keeps you coming back is whenever folks, in a sense, give you that praise and stuff like, hey, you did a good job. We digging this. You look great. And I get that. When you worked hard on something and put blood, sweat, tears, and money into something, you want to hear good things, and that's the reason why I can understand why a lot of cosplayers, especially black cosplayers, get, pissed off when someone's like, oh, you shouldn't cosplay that character. Why don't you cosplay Bumblebee instead of Wonder Woman? Is like they cosplay who the hell they want to cosplay, leave it alone.
Exactly.
So I mean I can understand the anger behind that because it's like, do you know how hard I worked on this?
Like,
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 so I get it.
like, like you see this outfit, right?
Yeah.
Now, normally you see the outfit, and yes, I could have bought that. Could have spent
Hmm.
a good $100 to buy this, but I didn't buy this outfit. I
Yeah.
fucking built it.
Yeah. And then if you want them to cosplay this character, how about you go buy that character for them?
Thank you, thank
That's
you.
what I did.
That is one thing that I am bad at pushing out there because one,
Mhm.
anybody in the Pride family knows I hate asking for help. I cannot stand asking for help.
Well, look
I
at it this way.
will.
Look at it this way, because this is something that I had to actually tell myself, like in the beginning days of Sovereign Comics. I was treating my Sovereign Comics page on Instagram when I first started. I was just treating it like an art page. Like I wasn't really promoting the books or nothing. I was just like, oh, here's some art. We're just treating it like an art page, right? And then I had to like really sit down, especially going through like my business schools and stuff like that. I had
Colorado, why you do this? I'm gonna come back. It's gonna come back. 3, 2, 1. All right. Wait, slightly back. Slightly. Wait. And there it is.
back fully. My back. Jeez Louise. Well, where did it cut me off at?
Uh, you showing off your art, and then
Yeah.
you had to sit down and be like, you know what?
Oh yeah.
This,
Okay. So like I had to sit down and really think about it, right? Because I was especially after going through my my stuff for business school and stuff. I had to think about it. I'm like, no one gets mad when they see a McDonald's commercial every 2.5 minutes. You know, you can
Um,
you'll hear a McDonald's commercial on the radio, see a McDonald's billboard, a bus to drive by with McDonald's on it, and you'll pass by McDonald's, and no one gets angry. So it was like, so I had to get to the point where it was like, they're technically asking, in a sense, technically begging you, please come get a Big Mac.
true. Yeah, that's
You know what I'm
true.
saying? So it was like, so if no one's complaining about that, that's why I was like, if no one's complaining about that, I'm gonna do what I have to do to sell my product. So look at it that way. You know, you have a business.
That's true.
You get in these costumes as part of that business. If people want to see you as these characters or doing cosplay, period, well, they're gonna have to,
You can chip
buy a
in
Big
just a
Mac.
little bit. Yeah, come on,
Yeah, they
little.
got they got to buy a Big Mac.
Get,
They gotta make
get
it
a nice
happen. You know what
get
I'm
a
saying?
nice
So
10-piece with some barbecue sauce or something like
exactly.
that. Large fry.
That's honestly like one of my biggest complaints when it comes to dealing with society and small business. Is because like they look at small business so different than they look at like billion-dollar businesses. Like people will throw their whole check at a billion-dollar business, but then go to
True.
a small business and be like, what? Your t-shirt costs $25? I'm not buying that. It's like
And
you quite literally.
I've been guilty. I've been guilty of doing that. Like sitting there, just like, oh yeah, I'll go to the mall. Spend
Mhm.
$20 at whatever store for a shirt. Then
Yep.
go online looking at like an Instagram, like somebody's merch or something like that. Like
Mhm.
$25. Like I
Like,
don't know.
damn.
I don't know about that
But
shit.
but now you're a business owner. You're like, you know what? I understand. I
Yeah,
understand. I ain't
yeah. I
got it, but
sit
I
there.
understand.
I go to friends' merch sites. Like, yeah, okay, $25.
Yeah.
That ain't bad. Shit,
Ain't
let's
bad,
go ahead
ain't
and get
bad.
that.
Like I've had some people like tell me like, yo, you only sell your comics for $5. You need to raise that price up. And I'm like, okay, because like, because I was thinking about like, hey, yeah, honestly, price hikes are coming. Because I was actually, thinking about, okay, I want to make things, a little more affordable. But even when I go to cons, I always get the question, "That's it? That's all?" At first, I used to take it as a compliment, but people ask so many times that I started realizing, hey, maybe I'm not matching the market.
It's more like you start getting that concern look on people's face, like only $5.
Only $5? You must have a very good main job. like
It's
your
like
main
that.
gig must be.
There'll be a couple of others just like you ain't really getting that. It's like 2 pages, and like
Yeah. Ain't nothing
$5.
here. Yeah, then there's that too. Right there, what you just said is that too. Like people look at it $5. This probably sucks. you know.
Like you probably got your kids drawing for you.
Yeah, am I gonna open this up and see stick figures? Like, hey, don't knock
like,
stick figures. They became
hey,
popular for a minute there.
stick fight is still a huge
Yeah,
thing.
right. Huge
I'll go
thing.
on YouTube still. We said like just last week I went on YouTube and looked up a stick fight video.
Yep. Yep. I'm
The
talking about
animators for that are insane.
insane, off the charts. Oh, but yeah, let's get back to that because I was like, we went off on a panhandle, but it was some good information though. So let's get back to this. Like, what's the one? So something that you see in the cosplay community that's grotesque and you believe should not be there.
It is simply gatekeeping.
Hmm.
We've kind of moved slightly away from any types of shaming, like body shaming or uh, color shaming and stuff like that. We slightly moved away from that. Like, and now the big thing is literally just constant gatekeeping.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, when it comes down to it, it's just like race. It's just big old racism. Uh,
Yeah.
it just, to me, it doesn't matter who it is that wants to cosplay.
Mhm.
Absolutely anybody can cosplay. Now,
Right.
we're going to get to this topic like later on, I know, but like there are definitely some people that you absolutely like just can't have in the cosplay community. That's
Yeah.
almost like everything in the world. Like just some people you can't take out to a basketball game, a football game, any kind of
Yeah.
sports event. There are people you just should not have in the cosplay community. But the biggest issue that I see the most is just gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Now I am one to sit there and hold myself to a certain standard when it comes to cosplays. Of I will cosplay a character that I know little information on.
Hmm.
Like Tingen, for example, I knew little information on because he was in the first season of Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
I did not watch the second season until recently,
Hmm.
and that kind of falls in line with me like being more. I don't really want to cosplay a character unless I watch the show. And the
Hmm.
only reason why Tegan got a pass was because he showed up in the first season, and then he also shows up at the end of the movie.
Right.
And I knew that season 2 was going to be all about him, but I still enjoyed him. But then my friends ended up banning me from cosplaying Tegan until I watched the second season, Demon Slayer. Now that I've watched it, I've claimed back my comfort cosplay. I will be
I'm like,
Tegan
whoa,
again,
whoa,
quick
like
as hell.
cosplay. Have you even seen that? No, I haven't.
And like that's the thing. It's like there's a lot of Bleach characters I want to get start cosplaying. I haven't cosplayed a single thing from Bleach because I've only watched 3 episodes of Bleach.
What is wrong with you? Go binge SJ. If you're still out there, let him know. Go binge Bleach right now. Right now. Before
It's
this 1,000 year blood war arc start, because when that arc starts, I'm telling you,
like
everybody, man.
it's in the plans because my buddy. So I used to have Crunchyroll Premium, and I no longer do because I've been budgeting myself.
Right.
Um, my
Which we
buddy
got
is
to.
allowing
It's
me
hard out here.
to use his Crunchyroll Premium,
Uh-huh.
so I will just be using that. That my plan is to uh, catch up and watch Bleach because I don't have anything else. Anything else I need to watch can be on the back burner. Like I got Doctor Stone, Fire Force, and stuff like that. I want to watch My Hero Academia and stuff like that, but that can be on the back burner until Bleach is pretty much done. Um, it's
Back.
like it's again with the whole like gatekeeping things. Like I, for one, understand when it comes to some people choosing on their own. Like, hey, I haven't watched this show, so I'm not going to
Mhm.
cosplay these characters.
Right.
But that's just me personally. I can't sit there and tell people that, hey, you didn't watch that show, so why are you cosplaying that character? Like, you
Exactly.
don't know anything about the show. And there's people who will literally sit there and say, hey, I'm a diehard fan of this show. You haven't seen anything about it, so you can't cosplay my
And
favorite character. And it's like,
and that's something that I've noticed. I've heard about it in the cosplay community, but I've noticed it because in the comic community, like I've noticed it hard because quite literally, it's gatekeeping on both sides. They can say whatever they want. It's gatekeeping on both sides. And for me, being a nerd since I was a little turd, you know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
Like I was the kid that got picked on for reading comics by the individuals that claim they read comics now. You know, it's like when I see that gatekeeper, I'm just like, we never did that. Like if someone like if I was reading a Spider-Man and someone came up and they was actually 100% interested in Spider-Man, it's like, oh, that's a Spider-Man comic, you know, and they start asking questions. I was excited to tell them. I was
mm-hmm,
like, have you read issue 144 of the Amazing Spider-Man? You have not, you can't read this. Like, I never did crap like that. I don't know where that crap comes from. Like, I think it comes from TV and people trying to emulate it because some script writer wrote their nerd that way because you got old dude from The Simpsons who acts like that, you know,
right.
the comic book store guy. And so now people in real life want to do it. It's like at one point the geek world was inviting. Like, oh, you want to know? Okay, come on. Yeah, we can sit down and watch Star Trek. You know, now it's like the kids that were you know, the click A bully kids have
Yes.
infiltrated, and now they're bringing that click crap to the comics and cosplay and the nerd world as a whole. You know, it's freaking nuts. It's nuts to me. It's nuts to me. I don't
It's
get it.
it's absolutely wild and sorry, my ear is going crazy.
Oh,
Um, it's wild to me and like I definitely I don't know, just back when you said that like when somebody else starts asking you about like Amazing Spider-Man
mhm.
and you break it down to like, oh well have you read this and then
Yeah.
like definitely when it comes to the comic book universe, like that's huge. If you like I personally would sit there, somebody told me like, oh, have you read like issue this number yet? And it's just like 100 or something. It's like, well, no, I mean,
No.
I'm kind of like because it's different. There's different stories and books of Spider-Man, and it's just like, well, you can't. You got to read all of this. It's like, oh, easy now. And like
Yeah. It's like
I've definitely seen myself being like, oh, well, and somebody's asking like, oh man, you know, like, what's a good example for me? It's like I'm a big Metroid fan, huge
mhm.
Metroid fan. and it's like, oh well, it's like asking me about like Metroid Dread. It's like, oh well, have you played Metroid Prime at all? And it's like,
Mhm.
no, it's just like, okay, play Metroid Dread. You can if you want, but if you want a full understanding, like the whole story up to now, like you can sit there and I
See,
suggest
see,
you play.
but that part right there, that's more guidance. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's the other G word that a lot of people, some people I think could be can misconstruing as gatekeeping, and then some people could be just don't know how to do it at all. You know, that's guidance, and I've done that before, where somebody like can see a comic that I'm reading, they'll ask about it, and I'm like, "Well, have you ever read comics before?" And they're like, "No," and then I'm like, "Okay, well, this issue begins this arc. You can start here." Because honestly, I'm gonna tell you the truth: DC, Marvel, the mainstreamers, they do their arcs, and then is you can pick up anywhere you want after.
just
So
anyway.
it's like the only thing that matters is the arcs. Like a long time ago, like when they first started, it was like this one grand story, you know. But then after a while, it was like arc after arc after arc, and not even connected. Like this arc has nothing to do with the arc previously, and is going to have nothing to do with the arc after, unless they're building up to some universe changing event, and then even still, there's only going to be one arc that's going to lead to that, you know.
It's
But
like that
I
could
don't
be
know.
like
It's
that could be done like said almost with I'm sorry you brought up Marvel so I go on these Marvel tangents. You're like
yeah,
that could be said like soon with like the MCU, and it's just like
yeah,
I haven't watched any of the MCU. It's like okay, well, do you want to start off in the Infinity Saga or do you want to do the Kang Dynasty Saga?
yeah,
Like
yeah. It's like which song you want to start with? Because because if you haven't watched anything, just
you
start
can
now.
you can pick
I
one
mean,
of them.
you're probably gonna hate the TV shows. Like, you know what? As a matter of fact, just go watch Iron Man 1.
Go watch
You
Iron
know
Man.
when you're finished.
Watch Iron Man 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, like don't even watch
Everything
any of these
else.
new movies.
Watch Endgame, cry, and then start watching
Yeah,
the Kang
yeah.
Dynasty.
It's like no, they gotta watch King Dynasty before they watch Endgame, because if they watch all the way through the Endgame, they're gonna be angry when they start watching this new phase. They're gonna be like, what the yeah, that's what we were saying. Kind of want to know
I
what's
don't
going
know.
on.
See,
Uh,
see, I'm the different side of you for this. For me,
mhm.
I'm enjoying everything that's been put out.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's some things that I enjoyed. Like some of the things I enjoy, a lot of people don't. Like I enjoy Loki, but a lot of people hated Loki.
I
I
don't
like
understand how
Loki.
anybody can hate Loki. Loki was
Yeah, I liked
fantastic.
Loki.
People
I
hated
I
people
oh, go
hated
ahead, go
Miss
ahead.
Marvel. I enjoyed Miss Marvel.
Yeah, I think out of all of the shows, and this is me personally, I think Miss Marvel was the better one. One, because it wasn't really made for adults.
No,
It was made for a certain demographic, you know, a certain age, and I saw it as that. It felt like a slightly higher budget Disney TV show, you know,
like
with a little bit more acting, no overacting, you
did
know.
you
But
did you
so
watch Runaways?
yeah, yeah, I like Runaways too. A lot of people didn't like that. I
Let's
actually
see.
dug Runaways.
I
So,
dug it
but
a lot because like
I also like the comics too. So
yeah.
that's probably one reason why I like the show.
I mean,
Um,
I'm just a big Marvel fan, so it's like mostly anything that pops out. It's like for me, I like ever since Phase One, I've understood that MCU is not accurate, fully accurate to the
oh, of course
comics.
not.
It's like it has its own thing, and it's like
Yeah.
okay, well, I know a good bit from video games, from animated shorts,
Mhm.
cartoons, and from comics of like most of these characters. I'll go and do my quick,
Mhm.
research before they make an announcement of something that I don't know about, like White Vision. It's like, okay, let me look up what White Vision's
Yeah.
history is. And I get really into it. I'm like, okay, I understand this character.
Mhm.
Now I want to see. For me, I'm always excited because I want to see what the MCU is going to do for the story. Like when it came to Miss
Right.
Marvel, I understood that Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, is an
Mhm.
inhuman, and
Yeah.
anything else with the MCU, she is an inhuman. So I'm
Yep.
like, okay, they tried the Inhuman thing. Inhumans are no longer a thing in the MCU. So how are they going to do Miss Marvel? It's like, oh, okay, they gave her this bangle that gave her her powers. But now it's like showing that it's not the bangle giving her powers. It's like the bangle just activates the
Yeah,
powers
just
within her.
activate it. Yeah, but she's a mutant. But you know what the crazy part is though? I think I mean I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch Eternals again because I'm pretty sure they mentioned something in there where it was because you know in the comics the Eternals and everything, all of them were responsible for the Inhumans.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm wondering. Like I'm trying to remember the movie because that was one of the movies where I'm just like, ugh. It could have been better. It could have been better. But the actors, hey, kudos to your hard work. I'm not going to take that from anyone, but I do think that it could have been. They could have did better with it. Not the actors, but the folks up here who chop up crap.
Yeah.
But anywho, I could have swore they mentioned something similar to Inhumans. Um,
Hold on, real quick.
Use-
Amber says, "I refuse to watch Eternals again." Well, see, at least I know I'm not the only one. I only want to watch it again because I want to. I want to
make sure I wasn't imagining things. Because I could have swore like felt like there was some type of inhuman vibe in there, because they were messing around with humans. So I felt like there was some type of inhuman vibe in there. And I know with Kamala, they did the whole X-Men thing when they said that her gene was, different.
Yeah.
But even still, it's MCU. That could just be a curveball. That could have just been something to wet people's palates to say, hey, mutants are coming, and she actually is an inhuman. We really don't know. Like, when did she get in the Terrigen Mist? No one knows. Could have happened off screen. They tend to do that a lot. But yeah,
that was one thing I was really hoping for when that show came out. I was like, ooh, we get to see the rocks, we get to see the mist. That means that somebody else.
They could have used the show to bring their humans back in too. Like
they absolutely could
have. So there's a lot of things they could have did. But yeah, you're right though. Like that's one thing too. Like whenever I look at all that stuff, I don't look at any comic book anything and say this needs to be exactly like the comics. Like I don't look at no comic book. I don't look at comic book movies, comic book animations, comic book games, comic book anything, and say that it has to be exactly as the comics. I see them all different. Their own different mediums of storytelling, right? Comics, you do certain things. In movies, you have to be a little more grandiose. You can't really have slow builds in a freaking 2 hour, hour and a half, 2 hour movie. Unless you're Zack Snyder and they give him 4 hours and then the movie's spectacular.
then it's spectacular. It's like, wow, you should just put this in the theater.
People would laugh. About that? You know what's absolutely insane about that is the fact that I was just talking about Justice League with my mom the other day. And I had watched the 4-hour Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. And right now I cannot recall a single thing of that movie.
Oh, it was a lot going on. It's one of those ones where you got to watch it twice. Like for me, I watched it because I wanted to. I just want to see what his vision is as an artist. I was like, I got to see what his vision. They're letting him do his vision. I got to see what his is. But I will say this: so much stuff was answered. You found out why Lois went out there because everybody kept saying it didn't make sense for Lois to go out there. Well, that right there let me know that they probably didn't read comics because Lois did not give a damn. Lois would leave the planet for a story if she had to. She did not care. So her going into the Middle East or African country was not going to bother her. So you found out how she got there. You like in the regular version, they made Lex look like a bumbling idiot, but in the 4-hour one, he was still kind of bumbly, but he wasn't an idiot. He was like a bumbly genius because you saw that he planned everything. From quite literally, they should have just called that Lex instead of Justice League.
And then I'm also talking. No, not in Justice. I'm thinking about Batman v Superman too. But they should just call Batman v Superman Lex.
That should have been a Lex movie because when you're watching that dude, like when you watch the extended version, he planned everything from the beginning all the way to the end. I think he even knew he was going. I think he even knew he was going to prison because the cutscenes he's already on a yacht.
I haven't watched the extended version of Batman vs Superman because I watched it the one time, went to the theater to go watch it, and I was upset. And anytime I bring this movie up, I explain why I'm upset because I'm like 5 minutes in, they ruined the entire movie.
Yeah,
and it's not much of like agreeing with people of like why would Lois Lane go out? There's like Lois Lane goes out there to get the like you said.
Yeah, that's Lois. She don't care.
Sword. Yeah, she's getting that story. Like she's getting that front page headline.
Yep. She do not care. Like Lois, they're gonna be shooting at you and things gonna be blowing up. Well, give me a flak jacket. I don't care.
But the thing is with that, it's like again, she's out there in Africa in the middle, like Egypt. She makes a peep. She makes a peep. And here comes, Boy Wonder, Superman, crashing through this booth to save Lois. His mother is across the river. Across the river. Yes, she's got her mouth taped up and all that, but you have super hearing. You heard Lois Lane out in the middle of nowhere and was able to go save her, but you can't hear your own mom across the river?
Yeah.
You had to go do what Lex said.
And you know what? You know what's crazy though? You're the only person to bring that up that I've had this conversation with. The only thing anybody could ever bring up, Batman doesn't kill. That's not my Batman. Batman doesn't kill. I'm like, okay, clearly, you're a Bruce Timm Batman fan, which his Batman animated series was freaking magnificent. Not taking anything off of that.
So good.
But Batman didn't kill in that. Batman killed in Batman 89. Batman killed in the early Batman comics. As a matter of fact, he carried around 245s. You know, the Batman. And that, but honestly, the crazy part right there, that Flashpoint Batman is actually based off the original Batman, but a lot of people don't know that.
Ooh, see.
A lot of people don't know. I'm not saying folks out there who are probably going to get weird about it. I'm not saying that the original Batman was Thomas Wayne. The original Batman was Bruce with the same story, but Bruce carried guns. And then eventually they changed it. And then the Batman that you see in Flashpoint is them bringing back that version of Batman. That's why he has red in it, because red in his suit, because the original Batman actually had a red suit, which was weird. Yeah, you know, he's like, I ain't hiding. You gonna see me? Like he in a dark corner, shining in red. Like, you can see me. Can you see me? Good. Bah. Shoot him in the face. This is the same man that I want to say it was the Joker, because I know they killed the Joker, but he was so popular they brought him back. That's the reason why it was easy for them to do the 3 Joker thing. But I think it was either the Joker or maybe it was another villain. But he flew around Gotham with this individual hanging from the Batcopter to instill fear in villains, and people are like, he doesn't use bullets. Okay, well, clearly he used nooses. Like, he kills.
Bat ain't afraid of rope.
This man kills. Like, I don't know what I know what Batman they were watching. A lot of them grew up on Bruce Timm, you know. And that's the thing is like, and I think that's the reason. I think that's one of the things that probably kind of created the gatekeeping. But I don't think it should have created gatekeeping. I think it should have created guidance, because, like I said, the two totally different G's. You know, gatekeeping, guidance. And like for me, whenever I would have that conversation, I would always bring that up to people. And they're like, wait, he did that? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, just go watch Batman 89. Watch Batman Returns when he put that bomb on one of Penguin's goons and let him fall. Well, he didn't kill him. He let him fall. He put a bomb on his chest and let him fall in a hole. He killed him. But that was a confetti bomb. It was an explosive on your chest. It takes 7 pounds of pressure to break through your sternum. That man's dead. He's dead.
It's like a lot of arguments that people have, like big Batman fans, is like, oh, he doesn't kill. It's like, he does. The thing is, though, he still kills people. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, the man will leave you broken and bleeding, unconscious, in whatever condition that you were in. And most of the time, Gotham is always cold, snowy. So you are outside, hypothermia.
You're dead.
With broken legs, broken ribs. I'm like, yeah, the cops are coming, but
I have never seen. Yeah, you might be dead. I have never seen Batman call the ambulance for someone after he beat their ass ever in my life, ever. So when people started saying stuff like that, I'm like, you're not. I'm like, this ain't you. I don't. You're talking about Batman the animated series. Got it. You're talking about that. And even in there, I think he killed somebody. Like, they did it off screen, but I think he killed somebody in the animated series. I'm going to have to watch the whole series again, but I'm pretty sure he did. Like, Batman's been killing for a very long time.
You gotta just think of all the bodies that, like, I started thinking about that recently in, like, video games and movies and stuff like that. Like, I watched The Punisher recently. And there's just senseless people. There's just senseless deaths, useless deaths, and a lot of this, like, TV shows, movies, and games, where you don't really think about it, but like, all right, Batman goes to a whole mansion of goons, like Penguin's mansion, knocking them all out.
Yeah.
Leaving them right where he fought them, like on the ground. So there's hallways, bedrooms, living rooms, and everything, just full of unconscious, bleeding out people. And then Batman gets into the big bad fight and the place eventually, crumbles down to the ground. All those people who are laid out in those hallways, they're done. That building has come down, they're gone.
Oh my God. You're right. You're right. Though. It's funny you mentioned that because like another thing I want to bring up, right? Batman, like I would bring this up too whenever people would try to argue Batman doesn't use guns. I'm like, how does Batman travel when he's not in his car, bat plane, or bat cycle? Grappling gun. You know that's a gun, right? I'm like, whether it's powered by air or not, it's a gun. And I'm like, and if we really want to get serious about it, Batman be shooting people in the chest with this thing. If you know anything about a grappling gun, again, like I said, 7 pounds of pressure to break the sternum. That thing has about 100 plus pounds of pressure coming at your sternum. That's the one thing. Like when, like I know Bruce Ben Affleck's Batman shot somebody with the grappling hook and it like went through them. They're like, that's not Batman. I'm like, no, that's realistic because if I shot you with a grappling gun, you're gonna die. So I don't know what Batman these people are talking about.
Like batarangs. Okay, let's talk about batarangs. These things
they are sharp.
Through steel. These things can cut through barbed wire and stuff like that. This man is putting them into backs, heads, like
every time he does a headshot, that's it. They dead. They dead. Like it's a comic book, but they dead.
That's the thing, Sagler. That's the thing. He did kill the Joker for one.
He did. Yeah, and you're right though. He can't kill him now, but I think that's a DC call because, like I said earlier, he did kill the Joker. Like in their first meeting, he offed him. He was dead. But then they brought him back because the Joker was so popular. So I think they just have the Joker and Batman so intertwined with each other that is like it's hard. Like even if they do kill him, they got to bring a copycat. And they kind of did that with the 3 Jokers story. So it let you know, like, oh, so there's 3 different types of Jokers from 3 different types of, iterations of the Joker, stuff like that. Yeah, and then they started doing that on TV almost. That was gonna be like Jared Leto, the old dude from Gotham, which his Joker, he did pretty good. The kid in Gotham who played Joker, he did good.
Yeah, that's Jerome and Jermaine. That is incredible.
Amazing. And then freaking Jaquan Phoenix and his Joker, like it's your 3 Jokers right there, people. But it's like don't quote me on that. People have been had that thing on CBR.
And then it's like again, like the whole arc thing. Right now, it's the current arc of DC. It's like there is no actual Joker. There's the Bat That Last, which is the Joker replacement. Yeah,
which is Bruce Joker.
Which is like Arkham Asylum. They killed off the Joker, but it's like, technically. My Joker serum is inside of all of you.
Exactly, right.
So one of you will become me, especially you, Lucy.
Yep. It's like, but it's interesting though. Like I even got into arguments. Like I won't get into argument to death with people when they say Batman doesn't kill. I'm just like, come on, Batman kills. Batman doesn't use guns. Batman owns 7,000 grappling guns, each one for a different height.
Like he's spilling this water on me.
And then like with the Superman thing, like I had to explain to someone, and this is the one thing too, like being in the military and being a trained fighter. If you were to pit me as a white belt, right, against a black belt, normally I would get my ass whooped, even if they're smaller than me. They will whoop my ass. Now give that black belt same amount of superpowers as me and give me the same amount of superpowers. I'm still a white belt, but I got my superpowers a decade earlier and pit us together. That black belt is still going to whoop my ass. Why? Experience.
Yeah.
And that's the part where like Man of Steel, everybody was like, it just didn't make sense to me. This is okay. First off, this is this man's first time putting on a suit. He literally just had a temper tantrum and threw logs in somebody's semi truck, ruining that whole man's career. Like for real.
Business is in shambles.
Ruined his whole career and then stormed off. And you're telling me that he had the mental capacity to fight a general of militaries, the same guy who killed his dad? Get the hell out of here, people! Like what are you talking about?
That amazing. It's
like I'm surprised Zod ain't snapped his neck. Like I'm just being honest. And the reason why he didn't is because the movie was called Man of Steel. If it was called Kryptonian, Superman would have got off. I would have killed him. It was, and then like people argued about that. Like, well, why didn't he leave the city? First off, rookie. Let's be real. That's just like asking, like you very like even in professional sports, you rarely have that rookie that's going to change the tides. That's going to be like because he's going to come in as a quarterback and be better than all of the quarterbacks. Even when Cam Newton came in, he still wasn't better than Brady. Like Cam Newton was good as his rookie year, but but Brady was Brady. You get what I'm saying? Because Brady has experience. So it's like no matter how good he is,
Brady been in these streets for longer.
Exactly. What's going on, Buggy? So it's like that argument. Like when people would come with me with that argument, I'm just like, y'all clearly didn't watch the movie and then one person I was talking to, and it was like, no, I did sit down the movie. I'm like, so you didn't notice Superman trying to fly out of the city and Zod kept pulling him back with his cape because Zod straight up told him, I'm gonna make you watch the people that you want to protect die in front of you. He wasn't gonna let him leave. Well, it's Superman. He should have left. Okay, they're both Kryptonians, and Zod is a military general. Zod got the hands. He was not going to let that happen.
Superman, like, hey, come outside. He said, "Nah, we doing it right here.
Come on, let's go to the moon right quick. Nah, you can say we do it right here. You don't do it. Yeah, if we don't talk right here, I'll just blow up the city. Damn, I guess I got to talk right here then. People just I don't know, and then, I don't know. That's why it made sense to me why he broke his neck because he was like, I don't want to, but damn, if I let you go, you're gonna whoop my ass. All right, I'm breaking that. I mean,
you gotta go.
You gotta go. I'm sorry, you gotta go. And then there was like the collateral damage argument that people were making. And I'm like, have you seen a Superman animated TV show? Like this man is throwing cars all the time. Like
this man flies down the street, glass shattered.
Yeah, right? He breaks the sound barrier flying after villains. Like you really think that no one's going home deaf when he flies by their office window? Or
this man causes collateral damage by not getting hit. Okay, he dodges an attack and he lets the villain just fly into the building behind him.
Exactly. Like people don't fight Superman with fists; they fight him with missiles,
lasers,
superpowers. So every time he dodges a missile, then it blows up a building. He just put a building. He just put a company into bankruptcy.
No wonder why the newspaper doing so good. It's just like,
Yep.
Hey, throw that missile at me in front of this other competitor's newspaper building.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, throw it at me over here at the Metropolis Tribunal and blow it up. Like, oh, Daily Planet's second competitor is gone. Yeah. Let me see. Had to fuck with Wonder Woman and almost destroyed Earth. Yeah, that part too. Yeah. Right? It's like, I don't know what. Then that's the reason why, like for me, like I say, you can't gatekeep because when you gatekeep, it turns people people automatically turn off their listening, and that's the reason why, like, whenever I would have those conversations with folks, I would try to do it from a guidance standpoint, but then they'll start gatekeeping me, and it's just like, okay, you clearly haven't read comics. Yes, I've read comics, and I've been picked on and beat up for reading comics.
So you know what I'm saying? I'm making.
Oh, that's what you meant. I figured that's what you meant. Oh man,
of course, that's what she meant.
We went from the question to talking about movies.
That happens a lot. When you bring up like anything Marvel, DC, with me, I will go on this rant.
No, that's good, man. That's one thing too. Is like this show is very free. We do have the questions, but I'm not going to stop it if chemistry is moving things on. That's how we have good shows. Chemistry. Let the chemistry handle it. And we're already over an hour, which is nuts. I bet it didn't feel like it. Like it surely didn't feel like it. Holy crap! I'm gonna try to see if anybody pulls this and puts it on CBR. Like podcaster gatekeeps and says that we're all nuts because we said Batman and Superman don't count. That is not what I said. Listen to the show.
I will be right on whatever show is like doing that like interview and be like, all right, like look here, all right, now what we said was yes, they kill
all the time.
Every single one of them. The Justice League is a death league.
Yeah, for real. Justice League be offing people all the time. Like they be killing people all the time. Green Lanterns be killing. Yeah, Green Lanterns be killing people. Wonder Woman be killing people. Like it's just certain characters they can't because
Aquaman is out here drowning folks. Okay?
He's like, oh, you say I'm a weakest? Come out here. Matter of
Yeah,
fact, I'm
come
gonna
on
come
out
and get you. I'm gonna come and get you and then bring you out here.
here.
Like, we think I
Remember
can't
that
go up
pet?
on land?
Remember that pet
Jason
goldfish you
Momoa.
had? Yeah. Sleep with one eye open tonight.
Yeah.
Make your goldfish slit your throat.
You going down the toilet tonight, son?
Now that's how they should. That's how they should have made the deep. That would have been hilarious. Yep, that's how they should have made the deep.
Having people down, pet fish killing them. I'll make your beta
Yeah,
fish
like
kick your
that.
ass.
I think that is one reason why I absolutely love The Boys so much. Is because
right there, Boogie Nose, Superman killed, straight up killing people.
I don't know if Superman kills the most people
See?
because like
the buses ain't always exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell people.
That's true. That's true. But I
People
think that I don't know if I can blame Superman for the most deaths. Like I think I will still give that title to Batman.
Nope. You know who I give it to? Wait for it. And when I say it, you're gonna be like, oh man, that makes sense. The Flash.
I knew you were gonna say the Flash. I knew you were gonna say the Flash.
I guarantee you has the most death.
Has been running into people running, like A-Train.
Yeah. Like if you watch The Boys, you can't sit here and say the Flash ain't run at the speed of the light by somebody and made him melt. It's just that they couldn't find the body afterwards.
There's no way that like I understand that when he's running, it's technically slow for him. Like he's just like regular running. And for us, he's moving like super fast. But there's no way you're telling me that like he's weaving in and out like a busy sidewalk, weaving in between all these people, and somebody's not getting electrocuted and just it's like a chain reaction.
The thing is, even if he is weaving in between them, if he's in proximity, he can rip them apart. And I say that because we quite literally have a weapon. If anybody has ever heard of the 50 cal sniper rifle, some of these sniper rifles are so powerful with this 50 cal round that you don't even have to hit the target. It can just go that close by them, and it'll pretty much take off their face if you shot at their head. And it was that close. Because of the sound waves, it'll rip their face off. So you don't even got to hit them. Just get close. It's like, I'm not a good shot. It doesn't matter. Just get within inch.
Just imagine you just sitting there like, you have eyes on the target. Yeah, it's kind of windy. Just take a shot.
Don't worry about it. Just take a shot. The 50 cal round will handle the rest. You're done. Go ahead and crawl out of your vantage point. But so you know the Flash stayed killing people, and then all of the times he's messed up. I know Barry Allen on the TV show straight up murdered people all the time. Everybody didn't come back every time he messed up the timeline.
No.
So that's why I don't get it. Why people will look at these comments like they don't kill. Okay, you clearly have a different idea of what's death and what's not. You know, like they don't cold blood kill. Now I give them that. None of their killing is cold blooded. Like except for Wonder Woman when she broke old dude's neck with her lasso, had his whole head turned around. In the comics, the dude that she fought in '84, I can't think of his name right now, but he was a psychic.
I know what I'm talking about.
Because I actually have that comic over here. She turned whole dude's head around.
She's the only one who's cold blood. Nope, take that back. There's also
Hal Jordan when he was Parallax.
Oh my god!
So he killed a lot of people too.
Yeah. There's death in comics, people. So let's stop getting mad at Zack Snyder for making the superheroes kill.
So much death.
So much death. That's why I tell people all the time, like, if you ain't ready for death in comics, don't read Cypher Team, because Kunoichi killing people from
Hey, if you don't like deaths
her entire time on screen.
If you don't like deaths in comic books, I highly recommend you avoid Anyamo Stigmata. Okay?
Oh yeah.
Let's just avoid Anyamo Stigmata.
Yeah, don't even pick up Anyamo Stigmata. I know people be picking up these other comics like, oh my god, they killed him with laser eyes. Like, but have any of them killed a planet of bunny people? No.
All right. You mean yes. Genocide.
Yes. Now, what do you mean killed a planet of bunny people? You mean a bunny farm? No, planet of bunny people.
Planets.
One planet. Straight up genocide.
Furry
Furry genocide.
Yeah, tricks ain't just for kids these days.
And then Kunoichi just stabbing people. Like,
Oh my.
you know what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna make a reel that does like death count, like it does like kill counts.
It's just like just pop up like it just pops up Cypher's team issue 1 and 2, and it's just like the number counter starts going up. It's like 50.
Yeah,
Pops down, like Yamo Stigmata, the number count just keeps going. It's just like, dear God.
And like, what is going on? That exactly, Boogie. Furry genocide. Yep, that's what I'm put to when it reaches gonna be furry genocide.
Double kill, triple kill, open season, Kilimanjaro, furry genocide.
Oh man, Stars is gonna be the only one that comes up goose egg.
No, but see, literally it just ends with just like the whole kill streak, just Yamo Stigmata. That is the new kill streak. It's just the name of the book.
Yep, for real. That's just gonna be it. Like, we doing another Yamo Stigmata? Yes, we are. So even characters at Temple High have killed people. Like, some of the students have killed people.
Let's not get into the backstory. Let's not bring up bad times.
I can tell you 2 people right off the top, and you'll look at them and be like, "Oh my God, they're so nice and sweet." They didn't do it intentionally, but Krista and Daquan both got blood on their hands.
Bruh, unintentional blood. Unintentional blood.
Unintentional blood on their hands, both of them.
And it's not, and like for Daquan, it's not just like, one accident. No, I mean, it's one accident, but it's not just one individual who got caught up in the accident.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm waiting for though? I'm waiting for the movie. I'm waiting for Triple High movie, and they talk about how Daquan got his powers, and then he loses his emotions and destroys that whole city block. Making people like have ultimate fear and rage and all this other stuff. So they're killing each other, jumping out of windows. And I want people to say, Daquan doesn't kill people. Like, you clearly did not read the comics. You did not.
I'm saying it here now. I am a murderer.
Yep. They truly. The only reason why he didn't get any charges is because that was the first time he bloomed. If it would have been like, if he had already bloomed before that, he would have been a San Quentin.
Like, so what do you have to say to yourself? Well, this is like my second city block that I done, kind of caused chaos on. But
is that so? Get the dampeners on him. Like, take his ass.
Hey, Your Honor. If I could say so myself, which I do say so myself, it won't happen to me.
It won't happen again. Then he gets mad. The whole courtroom starts fighting, and he leaves.
And that's how you get out of a parking ticket.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, but yeah,
we have ventured so far from this question.
We did. But like I said, let the chemistry go. And that makes for good, better shows. But we are at the end of the show, so what I'm gonna do, tell everybody where they could find you, Anubis.
So you can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Instagram and Twitch, actually. Anubis Cosplay, as you see down there at the bottom. TikTok has an underscore between Anubis and Cosplay. I will be streaming again here pretty soon, making posting videos on my YouTube. I'm not going to share the YouTube just yet because it's a work in progress. But mostly you can definitely find me on Instagram. Anubis Cosplay is where I post most of all my prints. It's where I post my cosplays. Any TikTok that I end up making, I usually post them over there as well. I do have a Twitter, but Twitter is just mostly for like just relaxation, kind of unplugging from the world. That's my getaway.
Wait, you choose Twitter to get away? Jesus Christ.
Because Instagram, like, that's where all of my creations are. That's where all my friends' creations are. So when I'm there on Instagram, it's more of like support and what more can I do to help myself and others. TikTok is me being extremely creative. I'm always trying to think of how can I be better at what I make? How can I make this video much better? Twitter is just go on there, and like nobody really follows me on Twitter, so I don't feel like I need to keep up an appearance.
Mhm.
I just kind of go in there, like a couple things, talk to a couple people, and yeah, like I make a couple posts, but they don't hit on my Twitter like it does on my Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah, that makes sense. And one thing I do want to bring up, folks, because we really didn't get a chance to go into it. We went into it a little bit, but I want to make this quick. Anubis also makes props. He does 3D printing. Um, and Anubis, are your commissions open right now at the moment?
At the moment, my commissions are not open. They will be opening soon. Right now, I have a whole list of prints to get done, um, and I'm hoping to get everything done before the end of the year so that I can make
Okay.
a couple things for myself. And then I will be opening back up to get other people's stuff done because I need to remake this bad boy. This
Hmm.
is my first 3D armor print, and it was Noob Saibot. I need to remake him completely. Uh, got a lot of Power Ranger stuff coming up
Yep.
for the crew, for like Tier,
Mhm.
MG. There's a lot of Power Ranger things going. And actually, right now, favorite thing is like doing small things for some friends, like Captain America
Okay.
stars, and more Power Ranger stuff. Green Ranger Dragon, Green Ranger daggers, not dragon.
Dragon Dagger.
Dragon dagger. There
Yeah,
you go.
Dragon Dagger. Yeah.
And right now, my most fun, uh, can't think. My most fun print right now is this. This is just the handle
Oh,
of
the
a
Kingdom Heart.
Mickey's
Ooh,
Keyblade.
yeah, that's
So
dope.
the rest of it is printing right now, and hopefully has just like maybe another like 12 hours or so done, and then it'll be done. And then yeah, I got like there's so much. I do plan on. I have a second Instagram page, and I'm
Mhm.
thinking about completely erasing everything that's on there, like off of there, and renaming it. I've talked to. I know Tia knows the name. A couple other people know the name of it, and like I'm gonna pretty much make that my 3D printing page for taking in commissions, being more organized, and getting everything I need to get 3D printing wise over there. While Anubis Cosplay is simply for cosplay, me, voice acting.
Yeah, that's dope. Well, y'all have his social media. He already commissions aren't open right now, but they will be. So make sure you follow him. So when he starts, y'all can go ahead and buy that Big Mac so this cosplayer can keep doing the damn thing and keep
I think
rising with their business. So
I think I'm good, Jay. I don't need no cold water. I got me a.
some cold water.
See, you spelled it wrong. You spelled it wrong. It's COL apostrophe
Yep. WADA.
WADDA.
Oh
Cold
man.
water.
Well, the news we are gonna have you back on. This week was kind of weird, so we're gonna have you back on when it's both me and Scorpio. So it's probably gonna be even crazier.
Absolutely. There's like a bunch of the stuff we talked about. I want to get
Yeah,
Scorpio's like interest and opinions on.
yeah, oh yeah, most definitely. So I want to say thank you all for dropping in. Thank you all for journeying with us across the bridge, and I hope that we have helped you as the audience get a little bit more closer and understanding this creator. And like I said, go out there and support your small business. We are not Mickey D's. Um, we're trying to be one day, maybe, hopefully, who knows,
I'm more
maybe.
like a Wendy's.
Maybe Wendy's. Maybe Wendy's. I'm trying to get to $1 million, y'all. Like, I'm trying. Do you know what I could do with that? No. Oh my god.
If anybody out there can just lend me a
So many
small loan
comics.
of $1 million, you know,
Yeah, so many comics. So many comics I can make.
I would buy a little like probably sort of like a storage unit or just
Mhm.
somewhere like just a little small building that I don't need much space, but I would then just buy tables and buy like a whole farm of printers. And you talking about talk about commissions, opening costs, but commissions all day. Okay.
For real. That's what we're trying to get to for y'all. That's what we're trying to get to.
Thank you,
But
SJ.
yeah, take care, everyone, and we'll see you next Wednesday. And we will see you again when Anubis is back on the show because we're gonna bring him back. Most definitely gonna bring him back. So everybody, take it easy, and see you out there in the in Bridge Space or in the
Go
Chimera
buy-
Kingdom,
Go
whichever
buy
one you
Sovereign
decide to
comic
visit.
books. Go buy Sovereign comic books now.
Yes.
Issue 1 and
Yep.
2 out now.
Go buy them so I can bring y'all even more comics. That's all I want to do is write stories. Take it easy, everybody.